Morning. So today we're gonna ride in the happiest place on earth, Disney World.
I can't let you go, baby. I just wanna tell you that. No, 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 no. Yeah. All of my friends say, girl, you better take care.
Hey Kenny, we were just waiting for you.
Sorry.
Half an hour, as always. All right, Mark.
Yes.
Tell us the story of today.
All right. So we are heading south.
We're going to be going on 535, and then we're going to go into Windermere. So around Windermere.
We're going to go past Shaquille O'Neal's old house and Ken Griffey's old house.
Then we're going to go on to Chase, make a left, and then make a right on Reed.
And then into Disney. Then we're going to go around Disney. And if we don't get kicked out of the French Quarter, we will have coffee and beignets there. To be continued.
Hey Kenny, welcome to Sunshine, Florida.
For sure.
Yeah, no sun today.
Beware. And though deep down, I know I might be headed for teardrops. Now that you got me started, I just can't stop. No, no. 'Cause I love you, baby. I can't let you go, baby. I gotta tell you that.
So the first time I did a video of riding around Disney World, I think it gave a little bit of impression that like riding around Disney is the safest place, it's like just great, because it is the happiest place on earth, but it doesn't mean there's always happy people in it. And actually Disney was designed to accommodate cyclists, so not all roads have like shoulders, very few have a bike lane. And especially as you get closer to the resorts and the parks, like there's nothing. And then there's quite a lot of traffic. So this one is a road, the Western Way is a pretty nice road, has a nice shoulder. It's not super busy, so it's like great to ride. But for the most part, now, the nice thing of riding in Disney is that you can make some fun stops, like the French Quarter, to have some baguettes and coffee. And, you know, Disney is that beautiful, magical place. We had to go through the gates, but nothing prohibits a cyclist to come in. You have to have your ID. They advise for cyclists to be careful, and they prefer not you to come with your bike, but nothing prohibits you to come. So our guide today is Mark, as always. He's our only senior tour director.
I'm the only one who knows how to get in here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He has the courage to ask. That's why. I'm always kind of afraid, so I go last when we're going inside the resort. But Mark, a lot of people ask me, like, when they rent a bike or they bring a bike and they want to ride, they don't want to go all the way to Winter Garden, where I think it's much better to ride there, but they want to ride around Disney. What would you say to this cyclist?
Well, the easiest access point into Disney is definitely off of Reims Road. That's the south part of Disney. It's where Disney University is. Very little traffic, and they have a brand new road that goes into the park from there that's very lightly trafficked. You'll go past the Polynesian Hotel, you go past the Grand Floridian, and then you can work your way all the way through towards Disney Springs. And if you can park over by Saratoga. If you have a bike lock, you could leave your bike at one of the bike racks and go over to Starbucks and have a coffee. But the roads are open. They're access for anybody. You just have to be really cautious. And the one big tip I would say is come after 10, because between 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock, there's a lot of theme park traffic. After 10 o'clock, not so much. Anyway, those are my tips for the day. And definitely stop at the French Quarter and get 3 beignets. They are fantastic.
So during the first year of the pandemic, it was pretty nice to ride in Disney because there was no traffic at all. A lot of the hotels and resorts were closed. So we rode a lot around here during the pandemic. So it was pretty nice because the roads are pretty good. But then when you start opening the parks again and the resorts, then you start having a lot of traffic and buses around. But that was an interesting time riding around Disney. Boom, we're done. It was a pretty good ride today. It started getting really cold, and the whole week it was sunny. It was a great weather, and then now we started getting low to close to 55 degrees and pretty windy, so we got a good headwind, but it was good. So we had fun. So this is my take. If you want to ride in Disney, I would always recommend riding up here in Winter Garden, Claremont, where the roads have more shoulders, bike lanes, and bike trails. I'm going to do a series of all the bike trails around Central Florida because a lot of people ask me that they prefer to ride on bike trails, and there are quite a few bike trails, but you probably will have to drive to one of these trails if you're staying like in Disney or Universal Orlando area, but they're worth it. It's like a long stretch paved trails that you can ride 40-50 miles. And yes, yeah.
Are you going to be leaving or?
In about 10 minutes.
Okay, so we were looking for a spot, so if you're going to leave, I don't want to move and have you leave 5 seconds later.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so, 10 minutes?
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Okay, back to the video. So if you want to ride the trails, you're probably going to have to get a car if you're staying in Disney or Universal Orlando area, but it's worth it. It's trails that you can ride 20, 30, 40 miles on paved bike trails, really well paved bike trails. So I'll be sharing that shortly. But you know, sometimes you're on a vacation with the family, you don't have a car rental, and you only have an hour or two, then Disney is an option if you want to ride around there. But of course, as always, be aware, be careful with the traffic and a lot of tourists, distracted people. Some people are having vacation, but they are impatient. They are not used to having cyclists on the road. But I feel comfortable. I'm okay riding there. But that's it. Shortly I will share some more stuff of riding around here. If you have any questions or where to ride or any questions riding here in Central Florida, leave it in the comments. I'll try to also leave a link to our blog where I share some routes and some other rides that we do around here. All right, so thank you for watching again, and I'll see you on our next ride experience. Ciao, ciao.